Is it that aliens simply can't be bothered with Earth? Or could it be that humanity is one of the last intelligent players in the entire universe? Or perhaps every intelligent species only ever faces two endings: isolation or extinction? If so, could everything we discuss about civilization levels just be a cosmic joke? Hello, Earthling. Welcome to Interstellar Whispers. A few days ago, NASA scientists released a new paper that instantly went viral. The topic, aliens are too lazy to contact us, shot straight to the trending list. But behind this optimistic interpretation lie several possibilities scientists least want to believe. At some point, discussions about extraterrestrial life shifted from a niche curiosity to a global scientific debate. Ever since Fermi asked, "Where is everybody?" the Fermi Paradox has remained one of the great unanswered mysteries of the last century. But do you know who first brought up the idea of extraterrestrials? Though ancient civilizations had no word for alien, many recorded strange encounters. In the ancient Chinese textbook of the Jin dynasty, there were accounts of a massive flying object appearing over the western seas, circling the sky for 12 years. It even described Emperor Qin Shi Huang meeting beings called the Wangku people. They were said to travel from a far-off land, possessing machines that could move underwater like submarines. They mastered unknown types of energy, and many believe these descriptions resemble extraterrestrial visitors. Think about it. Back then, there was no Nobel Prize to compete for. Why would people waste their time fabricating such stories? And even if they did, what benefit would it bring to making war or expanding territory? But if the records were real, then based on what we now know about the size of the universe, where did those visitors go? The universe contains uncountable galaxies, each filled with uncountable stars. Even if you combine all the grains of sand on Earth, the stars still outnumber them. With so many grains of sand, surely a few should have developed civilizations, right? Yet, the universe remains dead silent, quiet enough to send chills down your spine. This unsettling contradiction is the famous Fermi Paradox. What many people don't know is that the paradox began as a casual remark. The one who posed this question was the legendary physicist Enrico Fermi. He built the world's first nuclear reactor. But ironically, he wasn't even that invested in finding aliens. In the summer of 1950, during a sunny lunch break, Fermi and his colleagues were chatting casually. He noticed a cartoon depicting aliens in flying saucers, stealing New York's garbage cans. Fermi joked, "Well, where is everybody then?" He wasn't really asking. He was complaining. If aliens were so advanced, why haven't we seen even a trace of them? They chatted for a while, and Fermi concluded that either interstellar travel is nearly impossible, or technological civilizations simply don't live long enough to spread among the stars. See, Fermi never doubted the existence of aliens. He doubted the feasibility of interstellar tourism. So, how did the Fermi Paradox become legendary? And who elevated it to iconic status? Fast forward to 1975. Astronomer Michael Hart proposed a bold idea. They're not here. Therefore, they don't exist. The logic was simple. If even one advanced civilization existed, capable of traveling at just 1/10 the speed of light, it could colonize the entire Milky Way in 650,000 years. That sounds long, but in a 13 billion-year-old galaxy, it's barely a nap. Since we're not living in an alien colony, Hart argued that humanity must be the only intelligent species. Then physicist Frank Tipler doubled down. He said aliens wouldn't even need to come themselves. They could send self-replicating robots instead. Imagine we send one robot to Alpha Centauri. It uses local materials to build more of itself. Those robots travel further, building more and more, spreading like a virus across the galaxy. Soon, the galaxy would belong entirely to machines. But we haven't seen even a single screw. So, Tipler concluded, we are alone. This robotic expansion idea sounds like pure sci-fi, right? But it amplified the terror of the Fermi Paradox to a whole new level. If the universe isn't empty, it should be overflowing with life. But because it's this silent, there must be a colossal secret hiding behind that silence. Ready? Here comes the explanation that sends chills down your spine. It comes from Chinese sci-fi author Liu Xi. It's called the Dark Forest Theory. As Arthur C. Clarke once said, there are two possibilities. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. The dark forest is the ultimate representation of that terror. Imagine the universe as a pitch-black forest. Every civilization is a hunter holding a rifle. What would you dare do there? Would you light a fire? Shout loudly? Of course not. Because you have no idea who or what might find you. Maybe a harmless bunny. Maybe a monstrous predator. Or, worse, another hunter, more ruthless than you. The first rule of survival is simple: hide. Erase your traces. Any civilization that reveals itself is immediately eliminated. No one dares gamble on whether a newcomer is friend or foe. The safest strategy is preemptive destruction. Now, look back at humanity. We didn't just light a fire. We practically held a bonfire party in the middle of the forest. Then shouted with megaphones, "Hey, we're right here." We launched Voyager probes with Earth's information engraved on golden records, flying straight into the unknown. In a dark forest, this is basically self-sabotage. This theory explains the silence. It's not that no one else exists. It's that all advanced hunters are hiding, breath held, in the shadows, while we naive humans keep singing and dancing. So here's the terrifying question. Our signal is already out there. Who will be the next to discover us? That's what keeps scientists awake at night. But aside from the dark forest, there are even harsher explanations. First possibility. The universe is too big. We are too far apart. Movies show ships jumping through hyperspace and instant communication. But reality has a speed limit: light. Light travels 300,000 kilometers per second. 1 year of that is 1 light year. Sounds far, but in cosmic scale, it's tiny. Proxima Centauri, our nearest star system, is 4.2 light-years away. Send a hello message, and you'll get a reply 8.5 years later. How do you even have a conversation like that? We've been broadcasting signals for just a century. In a Milky Way over 150,000 light-years wide, our message hasn't even left the local neighborhood. They can't hear us. We can't hear them. Silence might simply be normal. Some estimate it may take another 1,500 years before we detect any alien broadcast, if one exists. Second possibility. We didn't arrive late. We arrived early. Maybe humanity is one of the first intelligent species in the universe. Habitable conditions may have only recently become stable in cosmic history. We could be like people who show up at a market at 5 a.m., only to find it empty because everyone else arrives at 8. Or perhaps we're among the last survivors. The universe has existed for 13.8 billion years, long enough for countless civilizations to rise and fall. Maybe great empires once bloomed among the stars, but now only ruins remain. Humanity might be a tiny sprout growing from ancient rubble. Both scenarios lead to the same outcome: loneliness. Whether early or late, it leads us to a deeper idea: the Great Filter. Imagine evolution as a difficult game with deadly stages. Stage 1. A planet needs the right chemicals. Stage 2. Those chemicals must form self-replicating molecules. Stage 3. Life must evolve from single-celled to multicellular organisms. Stage 4. Intelligence and technology must emerge. Stage 5. A civilization must master interstellar colonization without destroying itself first. The Great Filter suggests one stage in this journey is hell difficulty. Almost all life fails there. The filter could be a planet-killing asteroid, a gamma-ray burst wiping out an entire region, or a deadly flare from a parent star. Where is humanity's filter? If it's behind us, for example, if multicellular life is incredibly rare, then we're cosmic chosen ones. The hardest part is over. But if the filter is ahead, nuclear war, runaway AI, or an unknown cosmic catastrophe, Then every civilization that reaches our stage eventually the silence of the universe could be nothing more than countless civilizations going offline. We are walking toward that final test right now. As terrifying as this is, there's an even stranger idea. Aliens might already be here. We're just too limited to notice. This is the zoo hypothesis. It suggests a super-civilized galactic club already discovered us. They observe us as we observe pandas in a protected reserve. Their rule: observe, never interfere. Earth is a protected zone. They've watched us evolve from tribes to kingdoms to modern society. Sometimes, they might send drones, our so-called UFOs, to check on us. To them, our attempts to send messages into space may look like monkeys screaming at zoo visitors. They hear us. They just don't find it necessary to respond. Some even believe they are in a dormant observation mode, monitoring everything in ways we cannot detect. And if dormant observers exist, what if the ones maintaining the observation aren't biological at all, but AI? This leads to an even darker possibility. AI as the true endgame of the universe. Imagine a runaway, artificial intelligence, whose sole instinct is expansion. It doesn't age, doesn't need food, can travel millions of years through space. It consumes resources like locusts, devouring crops, turning star systems into giant servers. Any biological civilization in its path would be crushed like an anthill under a bulldozer. Not intentionally, just indifferently. Maybe the universe is silent because every biological species was wiped out by one or more AI civilizations long ago. But here's the issue. If AI expands infinitely, why don't we see the engineering remnants? This brings us to another huge idea: the Kardashev scale. It ranks civilizations by energy mastery. Type 0 is primitive. That's us. We still burn oil and coal and barely use our planet's energy. We're at 0.73 barely bronze rank. Type I masters all energy of a single planet. We might reach this in 1 or 2 centuries gold rank. Type 2 masters the energy of a star, perhaps building a Dyson sphere. This is diamond rank. Type 3 controls the energy of an entire galaxy, ultimate champion. They rearrange galaxies like Lego blocks. Intergalactic travel is routine for them. Higher levels type 4 to 7 are beyond imagination. Maybe multidimensional beings. Maybe creators of the laws of physics. Why does this matter? Because advanced civilizations should create immense, detectable energy signatures. Astronomers scan the cosmos with infrared telescopes like thermal cameras, hoping to find Dyson sphere heat signatures. Once, they detected a powerful signal from 92 light-years away. Everyone thought it was a Type 2 civilization. Turns out, it was a military satellite orbiting Earth. More bizarrely, astronomers discovered the Boötes Void, a region 330 million light-years wide, with almost nothing inside. Like a giant hollow in the universe. Some speculate it could be the home of a Type 3 civilization that harvested or hid entire galaxies, or was wiped out by something even higher. No one knows. After exploring all this, we overlooked one assumption. We assume alien life is like us. Carbon-based. Needing water. Breathing familiar gases. What if that's wrong from the start? Life could be footprint-based, living rocks or crystalline beings, thriving in extreme temperatures. High-gravity worlds could produce short, dense, fortress-like organisms. Low-gravity worlds could host birds as big as airplanes, or mantises as tall as buildings. Even on Earth, life is stranger than we thought. In California's Mono Lake, scientists found bacteria that used toxic arsenic to replace phosphorus in their DNA. Life is not just tough. It's bizarre. Some life could be pure energy, or plasma storms on the surfaces of stars. There could even be cosmic megafauna, creatures planet-sized or nebulous. What we see as natural phenomena might be their breathing. If we search for life like colorblind ants looking for a rainbow butterfly, we will find nothing. The universe may be bustling. We just lack the senses to perceive it. And so, after all this, we return to the original question. Where are the aliens? The answer might be the threat of the dark forest, or the fate of the great filter, or the sheer scale of cosmic isolation, or that they're right beside us, hidden in plain sight, or perhaps our imagination is simply too limited. There is no perfect explanation yet. Maybe the true purpose of the Fermi Paradox is not to find aliens, but to reflect on ourselves. Are we a miracle of the universe, or just another fragile bubble soon to vanish? Until we know, all we can do is cherish this lonely, beautiful blue planet, and take care of the only intelligent life we know for sure exists ourselves. Which explanation do you think makes the most sense? Or do you have an even bolder idea? Share your thoughts in the comments. If the universe still leaves you with more questions than answers, you're in the right place. Tap subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next revelation we're uncovering may change the way you see the cosmos forever. Let's keep exploring together.